Just a button. Hey, what's going on, everyone? Moose here, Airguns, Michigan. And on my, dang it, this thing is always backwards for me. And on my left is
Mine's,
Tom
mine,
Holland.
mine's backwards too, on the camera thing.
I know, right? What the frick?
I think it is.
It
As I
comes out
drop
straight
everything
for
here.
them, though.
Does that look like it? Is that backwards?
Nope, I can read it.
No, that's forwards.
Well, you can look at my shirt. You can read my shirt.
Yeah. I don't know. Seems like I moved the opposite way. I'm not used to the camera thing.
I'm moving the opposite way, too, but it's almost like our pictures should be switched around, but it is what it is. Whatever.
Almost.
Whatever.
Find out what I dropped here. Oh,
Forget about it. Oh. What's this do? Whoa. Hey.
Oh, look at that.
Look at that. Oh, now I'm backwards again.
That's great.
We're having fun either way.
We're getting the hang of it anyway.
That's what matters. That's right. So, how's your week been? Everything going all right?
Busy, just modifying some stuff and getting all my equipment ready for departure on Thursday.
Yeah.
I got a new turkey seat for my class. You know, I ordered a brand new turkey seat, and we're allowed it as long as it fits in a box that's 50 centimeters square, which is roughly 21 inches, which the biggest part of the turkey seat's 20 inches, so I'm good there. And height has to be no more than 6 inches. It has to fit in a box that big, and they have to be able to close the lid on it with no resistance holding the lid open.
Right.
So I ordered this thing, and they said in the description it's 6 inches high. Perfect. All right, I might have to modify it a little bit just to get it a little bit lower, just by a touch, just to be safe. I get here, the thing is 7.5 inches high.
Right.
I'm like, really? I just cut the thing down and whacked some stuff off of it, and now I'm trying to find my drill, and I can't find it to drill a hole in it to redo it. But I go over to my dad's tomorrow and whack a hole in it. It'll be done in 10 minutes.
Right on. What's up, Skinny Mitch? Nice of you to join us, my brother.
I gotta get all my stuff together, my sorting devices,
Right.
my scale. I can't forget all this stuff. As more stuff falls overboard.
Right.
I'm doing this on my workbench, and there's so much stuff on my workbench.
Are you stay at a hotel when you go down there?
Yeah, I'll be down there Thursday night, Friday night, Saturday night.
Right on.
So we're coming back Sunday whenever the match is done. Usually they're done around 1. Hopefully be on the road and out of there by no later than 3 o'clock. So
How long does it take you to drive down there and back? Or at least down there?
depending on what time you leave, if there's zero traffic, it'll be decently under 7 hours, 6.5 hours.
Right on.
6 hours, 45 minutes. Half the time, it's just getting out of New York City or getting back into it.
Right on.
Now, people don't realize that aren't from the great metropolis and shithole that is New York City. And I say that lovingly.
Right.
You could drive 50 miles from north to south and still be within New York City limits proper. People don't realize that. And I'm not talking like going around in circles just to kill distance. From the north part of New York City, straight on down through Staten Island and everything, into Jersey, 50 miles from one spot to the next.
Yeah.
It's a trip.
What's going on, Peter? What's going on, Tim? John Hawk. What's going on?
Hello, everyone that's joining us. But yeah, I've been. I don't know if I sent you that. Extreme Bench Rest put up their dates also.
Yep, I saw it. October.
Yeah, there's the other one too.
Yeah, EBR or RMAC is in August.
Yeah.
I just haven't heard anything about the Pyramid Cup.
Done. Canceled.
Did they cancel it?
Yep.
Really?
Along
Why?
They felt that the statement that they gave was from Pyramid was that with the restrictions that Ohio still has or will probably have at the time of the match, it wouldn't be maybe time enough, or there wouldn't be enough time to swap the event around and to modify it in such a way that would make them happy or comply to their
Ohio
thing.
doesn't even have strict restrictions right now. All their restaurants are wide open.
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy. I got friends that live down there, and I mean, I'm only an hour and 10 minutes away from Ohio.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, half the time that people want to get out of Michigan's dictatorship, we just go to Ohio.
Well, it seemed that that's what the general statement was from them, that due to the remaining restrictions that they have, probably on like mass gatherings and events and stuff, sporting events or whatever.
I mean, the Midwest
freaking
Airgun show is in 2 weeks or something like that. That's down in Columbus.
Yeah.
That's going to be huge. That whole event center is wide open.
Yeah. That's their decision for this year. And same thing with Crossman. Crossman is not having their Northeast Regional Championship this year.
That's stupid.
Well, New York I could see because of what it is and all the compliance and the venue that we were in and all of that. They want to go by the book. So they didn't want to bring the club that they always have it in. It's a great place, but they don't want to be put in a position where they violate even the slightest of any of the rules to get, booted out or whatever. Because the event is at an actual gun club in the outskirts of Rochester, New York. So it is what it is.
Only because people let it be. Only because people let it be. You violate our First Amendment, and people just let it happen. Nobody wants to stand up. Nobody wants to come together and organize and say, to hell with this. But you're right. It is what it is.
It's even people getting, there's no rule or law right now that says, yes, Joe, that's correct. They said they were going to donate whatever monies that were allocated for the Pyramid Air Cup. Good. Joe brought that up just now. Thanks, Joe. That they're going to donate the money that was allocated for the Pyramid Air Cup to like competition and 4-H programs and youth stuff and programs of that nature. So it's not a total loss. The money's still going to be spent and go to a good cause, I guess. So. Yep.
Well, that just sucks because the one that's close to my house gets canceled. But that's all right. I'll be traveling west a couple times then this fall.
And that's probably even closer than where the original Pyramid Cups were held. Because the original Pyramid Cups were held at Tusco Rifle Club in, I guess it's Tusco, Ohio. And that was actually probably closer to where Pyramid is proper. So,
yeah, just sad, but whatever. It is what it is. Next year, hopefully, more people will stand up, and we won't have this issue for next year.
My Grand Prix for this year are going to be Carolina Classic in 3 days. And there's going to be another Central Carolina Grand Prix, I believe in September or August. So that'll do that. And I think Bill Rabbit and Tyler Patner were considering doing the Burning River. That's a smaller Grand Prix that I don't think would be affected too much by any of their rules or anything like that. So,
right on. Yeah, I'm thinking Sunday I might go to an egg shoot. So, 15 eggs, 100 yards.
15 eggs at 100 yards.
Yep.
Benched. What's allowed? What's not allowed?
Anything. Slugs, even.
Are you allowed a Matt Dubber speed friggin' thing that he had?
I don't think it's a timed thing. I think it's a shot thing. So you only get 15 shots. And
so you got it's not just however many shots it takes you to break the eggs. You got 15 shots to break 15 eggs, and that's it. You break 3 of them, and you leave the rest of them standing there.
Right. Exactly. Exactly.
Oh, well.
Yep.
You left 12 of them standing.
So I'm going to be taking George with whole targets, and he's going to shoot my compact Maverick, and just have a good time, man. Just go up and have a good time.
It's always good. When I'm telling you, once you get into the field target thing, you'll be hooked on that.
Oh, listen, did you see my shot the other day? Dude, I'm still blown away, man. Number one, that Hawk Sidewinder is the perfect HFT gun or scope.
Yeah.
It's 4-16, 50.
That was the one I was telling you. Now, does it not have a lot of separation between 50 and 55 on the wheel? A decent amount, right?
Yeah, I mean, it comes with, I think, a 4-inch wheel. I'm going to order the Scope Works, the offset wheel. So they make that one that's a little offset.
Again, I know you found the website a little tough to navigate. Rowan Engineering has a big round side wheel that's universal. It'll fit on anything. And I'm telling you, I have never seen a better engineered and thought out wheel ever. And it was not stupid. It wasn't stupid expensive.
Yeah, the Hawk scopes have a different setup on them. They actually have a hub, and then they have the wheel. So you actually put the wheel on that fits loose, and then this hub comes in and goes in between the wheel and the hub, and then you screw it in. It's really bizarre. I've never seen another wheel like it.
Well, the Rowan Engineering one, they have 2 different sizes, one for smaller knobs and one for larger ones. And it's got 5 clamps. If you could picture a round circle.
I know what you're saying.
And what it has, picture a round circle. I'm going the wrong way with the front camera. Picture the round circle on your turret. This is your turret, your parallax. On the scope itself, it has 5 different clamps that are spaced evenly across. So you can leave a couple of them out and do 120 each. You know how every scope knob has like little dips and doodles all the way around it? You can adapt this to anything that you could possibly imagine. And I'm telling you, it's probably the best engineered and made. It's all aluminum. You see this in your hand, you look at it, you go, this costs only that much, and it's a few bucks, but compared to a lot of the scope wheels and everything I've seen here in this country, it blows it away.
Yeah, the Scopeworks ones, they have different sizes for the Hawk Sidewinder specifically.
Okay.
And they're about $120. You know, they vary a little bit here and
Yep.
there.
But
This
that's what
was
about
my
this one.
Broome 5-shot.
I've seen that.
I'm like, dude, I'm so blown away by that BSA. It is stupid accurate.
It would, and that's in what, 177?
Of course.
Yeah.
You'd slap me silly if I would have bought it in a 22.
Yeah, I don't know about that, but you would have gotten to talk
You've
to
given me enough info, man, that I know that I need to run that thing in 177.
Send some slugs through it.
Oh, I will. Once I get out to the range, I'm gonna test out some of your slugs and see if I can't get those things to accurately shoot.
Shoot it at the same distance first. Well, go right out. What I do is to test anything. I zero it at 30 because that's generally the zero that field target shooters are going to use. You're probably going to get close to that if you look at your apex. If you haven't done it already, you're probably going to be within 28 to 32 yards. Somewhere in there is going to be your zero.
Right.
Go right out to 55. If a slug or a pellet doesn't group at 55, then it's not a worthy projectile to use. Plain and simple.
Right.
You know, and if it's at 55, it's not going to be acceptable at 30 yards either.
Right.
So,
yep, I'm excited. I'm excited to get out to the range. I'm dealing with a little bit of gout in my ankle right now. So I've been kind of like hobbling around and trying to stay in good spirits. It's hard when you got gout to stay in good spirits. Yep. It's pretty painful, but it is what it is. It is what it is.
I'm making. If you see me off to the side, I'm making a list of everything I need to do and bring, so I don't forget stuff.
Oh, I understand.
And I'll forget stuff.
Oh, you know, honestly, like I started like in all my gun cases, like I've been buying those, kind of like this. I've been buying like Allen sets like this, and just for every gun case. So I bought one like this that goes in. Yeah, exactly, same exact one. And
one set sitting on the workbench. There's another one over by the lathe. There's another one in one gun case. There's another set in the other gun case.
Yep, that's what I've been doing. I've been putting a set of these in every gun case.
And there's about eight other sets of those that are missing one key someplace.
Right. Yeah, my 1.5 seem to always come up missing. Those seem to be the ones that I grab the most for like doing stupid adjustments on my impact or something like that. But yeah, no, I've been trying to put, like tins of pellets in all my cases.
Yep. That's why keep them in this.
Yeah. But yeah, I've just been I was actually kind of hoping that I could have got my bipod, my standing bipod into my case with my BSA. So that way, just like it's one less thing that I got to not forget to grab, right? But actually I started Velcroing it to my chair. So my chair and my bipod just get Velcroed together and I can carry those things around together.
I'm having a small issue. The one issue that I don't think I can fix before I leave is I cannot find my GoPro.
Whoops.
And I know I can picture it right now. It's on a clip like you could put on a hat. It's on one of those somewhere. The problem is the whole thing is only this big. Yep, it's smaller than that even.
Well, it's a GoPro Hero 7.
It's smaller than that. It's about half the size of that. I got the Hero 5.
Right.
It's the little square one that's literally 1.5 inches square.
Oh, you have the. It's not a black. It's
It's a Session.
Yeah, Session.
It's a Session 5. It's a little cube. I love it.
Well, make sure you take plenty of video down there so you can post a new one.
Oh, I'm gonna take a lot of video. I got my other regular digital camera. In fact, that's what I dropped before when I first got on camera. Ah, here it is. The charger for said battery. So
Right.
I got to make sure that goes into the
laptop.
The laptop electronics thing.
Right.
Along with the Wi-Fi hotspot, the extra SIM cards, the extra memory cards, the power packs, extra batteries, all the good stuff that electronics require.
Right. Yep.
So,
yeah, I've got a whole slew of stuff that I got to try to remember.
Yep, my hotspot. That's it. It's the whole thing right there. So, yeah, I'm trying to remember where the last time it was I had the thing. See,
somebody's gonna find a new GoPro before they go.
Nah, if I can't, I'll just use the regular camera. That's all.
Right.
I got a zoom camera that it's got a really good zoom to it, and I got. I'll bring this with me. You see, I'm finding stuff. Camera and lenses for my cell phone.
Right.
Which work surprisingly well. It's got a zoom on it, all of that.
Right.
That works rather well too. But anyway.
So what are you shooting down there? You said it was a Grand Prix. Are you shooting HFT as well?
No, it's you shoot whatever class that you decide to shoot. Grand Prix, you're only allowed to shoot one class. At like a local match or something, sometimes they'll let you shoot 2 separate classes, which isn't a problem. But at a Grand Prix, the rules state that you can only shoot one class. So I will be shooting WFTF PCP with my Thomas as my primary projectile slinger, and I'll bring the Steyr down as a backup. Because they both were shooting rather well with those 10.3 air arms. And I did try that sizing die thing, and it seemed to work.
Right.
There was definitely a difference between the sizing dies for certain sizes, and others were better than others. So,
well, good. I'm glad to hear that. I'm excited.
I tried to get it on camera, and my battery ran out halfway through, and I thought I was recording stuff, and I wasn't.
Well, that's where your GoPro is.
No, my GoPro's been missing now for about 2 weeks.
Oh.
See, it's a New York City thing, because every time you go to a store, you get one of these black bags, shopping bags they give you, and we save them. I save them.
And we save them. I use them as mini garbage bags.
Yeah, and then what happens? I'll go, okay, I'm going to the range. I'll throw a couple things in the bag and take it with me. Then I go bring everything back in the house. It goes onto the couch. Next time I want to bring something like my camera stuff or maybe this, I grab another bag and it goes into it and it goes with me. And then I got these bags all over the house and I don't know what's in them. That's where it is. Right. I didn't lose it. It's just someplace that I put.
It's somewhere else. I forgot
where I put
field of view.
Yeah.
Right. Oh, and poop bags. Yeah, my wife, and poop bags.
Yep. For the critters.
and my son.
There was a gray fox running up the street from here 2 or 3 days ago.
Jeez, oh Pete.
Someone's like, "Oh, so that doggy's running in the middle of the road. He's going to get hit." I'm like, "It's not a doggy."
Don't pat him.
Yeah, they're probably more afraid of you than you are.
I'm sure, but you wouldn't want to corner one and find out if he's got teeth.
No. Listen, I know guys from West Virginia that grew up with. They found every baby animal known to man, and they've had everything as a pet.
Right.
Squirrels, raccoons, baby fox, skunks. And the best animal out of all of them was the skunk.
George says he put it somewhere safe, and now he can't find it.
Yes, that's what happened. And you know what? I'll find it when I'm not looking for it. I have an idea of the room it's in.
What's going on, George? I was just talking about you earlier about Sunday's egg shoot. I'm excited to go to that. Hopefully we have good weather. I'm definitely excited to put you on to some 100-yard shooting and see what you can do. Maybe convince you to buy yourself a new gun.
Well,
he has a tackle box for all his bits and pieces. That's a good idea.
I got my new barrel this week. My new Lothar Walther.
Oh, right on. My wife, that's a true story. She says she's got Easter candy she's been looking for 6 years. That is a true story. That Easter 6 years ago, she misplaced a whole bag of candy. And we've looked and looked and looked and looked, and we cannot find it. I'm starting to suspect that my daughter ate it and just never came clean with the fact that she ate it. Because, no, seriously, we're missing an iPad. How in the frick do you misplace an iPad? We have an iPad that's just turned up missing, and we've been looking for it for about 5 years now, and just cannot find it. So
you'll find it in the yard or something, and the dog took it and buried it or something.
Oh no, our dogs aren't big enough to dig holes that deep. We've got pugs.
But yeah, what happened was Lothar Walther sent me those two beautiful stainless steel barrels, and it turns out that they were the same barrel. One was supposed to be choked, and the other one was not. And they sent me two choked barrels. So I had to send one of them back on their dime. Not a problem. Awesome customer service. Sent me the label. Sent it back.
Nice.
Not a problem. Got the other one the next day, actually.
I wish I had a reason to own a Steyr or a Thomas. I just don't. I mean, I'm not into HFT or field target enough that it would make a lot of sense. But they're beautiful guns, man. I've been looking at.
Listen, if you have a gun that does what you showed me it did, you may not ever need one.
Right. So Bubba One has a question. He says, I set my Mavericks reg, first one to 180, second one to 150 on Power Wheel 7, and it's only 707 feet per second. So Bubba One, the first question is, what caliber are you shooting? Is that 30 caliber?
I would have to say, right off the top of my head, from what we did, turn both regs way down.
Well, it's going to depend upon what caliber he's shooting, but yeah. I still think your regs are set too high, and what the problem is that your hammer isn't capable of opening up that regulator.
The spring's not strong enough to open the valve far enough.
Right. My 25 caliber Maverick and it's a 22 with, oh, dude, yeah, you're way 22. Too high, dude.
Way too high.
First reg should be at about 110 at the most, and your second reg should be right around 80 to 90 at the most, at the absolute most. And you'll be slinging right at about 920.
With 22 with that, yeah. Bring maybe a I would start at like 85, 90.
No, I would start lower than that because mine was actually at 70 and I was shooting 900 feet per second.
Because the general regulator pressure for WFTF 12 foot-pounds.
Yeah, but he's not. Yeah, but he's not FTFing with the Maverick.
Right, I understand that. But the typical 12 foot-pound regulation pressure is around 85. And that's probably around 1,400 feet PSI. For 22 regulated, you don't want to be any more. 1,500 is more than enough regulated pressure for the lower regulator.
Right. Mavericks are a little bit different, but like I said, listen, I've owned Sniper and Compact in Maverick. I've tuned them in 22, 25, and 30. I can tell you right now, that reg pressure is way too high. That's higher than what I would shoot a 30 caliber in. So the issue that you're having is that your second reg is so high that your hammer spring isn't capable of opening up that valve to release that air. So you're getting very short bursts of air that are not fluid enough. So first thing I would do is lower that first reg to about 110, and I would start right at about 80. And as a matter of fact, I'd be willing to bet that if you set your first reg at 110, your second reg at 80, you're going to be shooting about 905.
Yep. Well, look what we did with yours that day. Look how far down we brought that reg and how fast it was still going.
Right.
You know, and that surprised me even.
Well, like I said, my 25 cal, my second reg is at 110, and I'm shooting 880 with heavy pellets. So yeah, no worries, Bubble One, man. That's why we're here. Doug, take care, buddy. We'll see you soon. I got a package going out in the mail for you again. Got a cup and a shirt coming your way, big guy.
Cool. Take care, Doug. Anyway, yeah. But I was talking about regulators. I have my 1720T regulated to around 1,800 PSI or so. And I have it tuned in such a way that I stuck a 13 cubic inch bottle on the front of it just so I have more volume so I don't have to refill during a pistol match. And I got through 115 shots on Saturday in testing it, and I had the same, I didn't drop 25 feet per second in 115 shots. And I went to fill it, and it actually was about 300 to 400 PSI below the regulator pressure.
Wow.
So even though it was off the regulator, I was still getting the velocities that I was getting all along, which tells me I have it tuned where it should be tuned.
Right on. Yep. All right, take care, Bubble One.
Take care. Lower that reg.
Yeah, I've been so. So my HW97K is on its way. I got the blue laminate, and I've already looked up the Vortex upgrade kit for it. So I think I'm going to embark on the Vortex in that thing, and we'll have to see what kind of foot-pounds of energy I'm getting, because I thought it'd be fun to shoot Springer class too.
Well, you could do that.
Yeah.
You could shoot Hunter piston.
Yep. Take care, George. Oh, unless George is saying goodbye to Bubble One. He's probably saying goodbye to Bubble One. But yeah, I just figured it'd be fun to shoot it. You know, I'm really actually pretty freaking ecstatic about shooting that thing. I've been watching a lot of videos, and the fact that it's got such little recoil, you know, I'm really pretty excited to see what kind of light recoil this HW actually has.
What caliber is it?
22.
22.
So I bought it more specifically. I'm starting to buy more collectible guns that I can hand down to my son.
You were saying.
You know, so it's like I'm trying to build up a collection of like, hey, these are gun safe guns. You know, like these are the ones that need to go in the safe and be well taken care of. And
you use them and you oil them and they go back into the safe.
Right. You wipe them down after you use them and just, you know, and so I wanted something in 22 so that I could actually take it out in the woods and hunt with it as well. You know, I just think it's kind of a cool thing to be able to, you know, get a group of guys together that want to go squirrel hunting, and while everybody else has got PCPs, you show up with a Springer and, you know, and blast the shit out of them squirrels with a Springer too.
Well, if you're looking for smooth, what guys tend to do is they'll get a Vortex kit, and they'll also get a Macari spring.
Well, the Vortex kit comes with a spring.
Right. But what they do is sometimes they'll use the Vortex kit, which has all the space stuff in it, but they'll use a Macari replacement spring because the Macari spring is a little bit more consistent and it's a little bit smoother.
Oh, I got you. Yeah, I started looking at some videos, and guys are saying that you know, with the HWs that they still have a little bit of spring sound to them, factory, and you don't want that, so they end up replacing it with the Vortex, and that takes good care of it. And I've even seen that guys even polish the Vortex before they put it into the gun. So they're even going another step further, and they're doing like a mirror polish on it.
One of the guys that I shoot with here, he runs one of the Connecticut clubs. He shoots a Walther LGU. Yeah. And he had me make him a top hat, which is, you know, like the spring guide that goes on the end. And basically, it's a smaller version of something that looks like this. Yeah. And the spring goes over it. And we experimented with a couple different sizes. And the one that it came with, the factory one, was rather loose. So we made one that was a little bit tighter, snug, but not tight. And then we went tight. And actually the one that was like a medium tightness, but not tight, but not loose, that seemed to work the best and give it the smoothest shot cycle. Right. And then also we could vary the power by how thick this part is or how thin this part is. So
yeah, I know the Vortex comes with the spacers as well. Yes, the 2 spacers, so you can add more spacers to get more power. And I was actually really shocked to see the difference in the spring lengths between the Vortex and the stock. I mean, it's a good 1.5 inch difference. Like I was blown away.
I got a Vortex kit for my TM1000 when I had it, and I put that in, and it was supposed to bring the gun to 12 foot-pounds. It was around 14 before, and it was a Vortex 12 foot-pound kit, and it was everything I could do to get that thing to do 12 foot-pounds. I couldn't get that thing to slow down no matter what. All the spacers were out of it. I even made a custom spring guide that was really, really thin. I tarred the thing up to slow it down. I couldn't slow it down.
Right. Well, I did decide I am going to go with the SHO, the super high output version. Because I want, I'm more interested in, and
Using it for hunting, right?
But I want to hunt with it too, and I mean, so I want it to really, do it.
You need it to thump a little bit.
Right. I'm still up in the air about whether or not I want a Pro Sport or a TX 200 Mark III. So, I'm still kind of.
I would have to. I love both guns, and I'm going to say I would probably go with the TX because if you wanted to swap the stock out for a field target stock, they're readily available.
Right.
Pro Sport, not so much.
Right. Yeah, it's a very unique stock. I mean, it's with that underlever. But all I know is I'm super stoked to be, Oh, Tim, your dog is tossing his cookies. Take care, buddy. Hopefully your dog's good.
That's not good.
Joe Nolan, take care, buddy. Yeah.
In New York City, when that happens, that means you got a bad cat that ate a bad rat or something like that.
Right. This is a trickle effect.
Yeah. You are what you eat.
Yep. But yeah, I'm just super stoked, man. I really want to get heavy into, shooting some good springers, and I'm really hoping that my wife will enjoy it as well. A good springer is a great gun for her to learn on as well. Especially one that doesn't have a lot of recoil and it's easy to cock. It just takes one less thing out of the equation that we don't have to take with us if we just want to go and do some planking, even in the backyard.
Well, the TX that I had, even my HW97, the 97 is a little force behind it to cock it. Not as bad as it's well more than the TX 200 I had at 12 foot-pounds. But I mean, my girlfriend couldn't cock either one of them.
Right.
So,
it's only most people are saying it's less than 30 pounds to cock the gun.
She's 90 pounds, 95 pounds, and 5'1". So,
right,
not so much.
Hang on one second.
We give her the PCP, and she on occasion she goes with that.
Yep. We're just I figured, like I said, something to try out. She's starting to enjoy the pistols more and more, but the pumpers maybe not so much. The Sheridan probably not so much. Oh, by the way, I did score a Sheridan Rebuild Kit with the tool to adjust or to take the valve out. So Tom of the High Pressure Pneumatics has one in stock for me. Can't wait to tear that Sheridan apart and start shooting that 1968. And we were talking before about bluing the barrel on that. I don't think I can. It's brass. I think they paint those barrels. So I don't know if I can take it to a painter that could Cerakote it black. It'd have to be a light enough Cerakoting that it showed all the wording on the stamping. But I think I might just leave it alone. Maybe just shoot it the way that it is. Maybe refit the stock. But it's a gorgeous gun, man. I mean, I'm so pumped, man. Backyard Sniper. Tom does a lot with swaging.
That's my field target endeavor for
my
lifetime. Trying to get a slug to shoot out of a 12 foot-pound gun with accuracy at least 55 yards and closer. If it goes 55 yards and further on and with accuracy, that's okay. But I'm looking at field target speeds and accuracy, and that's what my endeavor is. Thus, the reason why I'm getting all these extra barrels. Once this Grand Prix is over this weekend, next week it's going to have one of those barrels on it And the barrel I have on the Thomas now, it's literally a 5-minute swap. I could do it right on the bench at the range. Undo a couple bolts, slide the barrel out, slide the other one in, put it up against the breech, tighten it down, start shooting it. I got two poly barrels, one choked, one not choked. The results I got out of those were okay, promising with the unchoked barrel. I have two stainless steel barrels here with a 1 in 17.7-inch twist, I believe. One choked, one not choked. And I have two barrels that are being made in Germany right now because they are not available in this country. I have a 1 in 16 twist coming and a 1 in 20 twist coming. And they're both regular steel. They're not stainless steel. So we'll see how some of the slugs work on that. I'm close to getting a slug to work, particularly out of my TM1000. It likes like a 9.25 grain cup base with a 2S nose hollow point. On my Instagram page, if you look at it, sometime a couple of months ago, if you scroll down, you'll see me with a quarter and a nice group that is probably about the size of a quarter and some okay to decent wind at 55 yards. So if it's that close to being stable or not being stable, maybe a little bit tighter of a twist might solve that problem, or maybe a little bit looser of a twist, the 1 in 20 twist might solve that problem. I'm almost there, but not quite. I'm not confident yet to use it in a field target match. I don't think my slugs have that accuracy out of any of my guns and barrels, except for my 1720T, which shoots 15 grain slugs pretty well lights out. So that's what I shot at the Carolina Classic in 2020, and I won my pistol class. And I'm going to try to do the same with my slugs come Friday. So hopefully I can retain my pistol title at the very least for the weekend.
Right on. So you're going to be shooting pistol while you're there?
Yep, that'll be Friday. And then Saturday's the field target. We got some shooters coming to this one. There's 14 registered in my division. Out of that 14, there is 1, 2, 3, 4 former national champions and 2 former world champions that have 6 championships between them. So if I can, out of the company I will beat in, if I can be somewhere in the top 5, I'll be happy with that. If I can bump shoulders with these guys.
Right on.
So.
Right on. Well, I'm excited to be able to shoot your slugs out of my BSA. And obviously I'm a little higher. I'm right around 18 foot-pounds with a 10 grain pellet.
They probably have more of a chance of shooting well in that than any of mine, only because you're pushing them to a velocity where they'll probably stabilize a lot happier than at 12 foot-pounds.
Right. Well, personally, I hope that they do, because then I'm just going to place a big order with you, and I know that you're going to make sure that they're very consistently made. And
I make them all the same. They're the same for everyone, even myself. So
right. So
they come out one way, they come out right.
Right.
That's it.
Yep. So hey, I'm actually looking forward to it.
Have I used anything from Huma Air?
Looking for Maverick parts for 22 cal. So you're talking about like the Huma regulator for your Maverick, Thomas? Personally, I utilize the stock regulators that come with my gun. I don't get any red creep. I use a digital pressure gauge. So it's very consistent. But I don't have anything against Huma. I actually thought about upgrading my impact to a Huma regulator, but the only unfortunate part with that is that now it becomes a flat blade instead of an Allen, and trying to get a flat blade up into my trigger mechanism to adjust my regulator on my impact is not very easy to do.
Well, if you're inclined to get a Huma regulator, I wouldn't say it's a bad thing. That's what Thomas uses in his bench rest rifles, and every national and world record held in bench rest is held by one of his guns, and he uses Huma regulators exclusively. So
Yep.
I wouldn't hesitate to get it.
Yeah, not bad parts. I mean, I use a lot of the Huma, like the transfer port for the barrel and the pellet probes.
Right.
So I get the high flow. So all my guns are upgraded to that. All those parts work just fine. As a matter of fact, I'm going to be doing a Huma regulator in my Benjamin Marauder if I ever get that thing. I'm still waiting on that. It seems like it is almost impossible to find a 177 Sinrod right now. So just is what it is. So, hell, at this point, I'm willing to buy a used one. So, I mean, considering I'm going to make it into a field
You're going to dissect it anyway.
Right. I mean, I don't really care. I mean, it doesn't even have to function. We'll make it function.
What? Parts are cheap enough, and it's not
right. But
well, that's
definitely not bad stuff. That's for sure.
Yeah. From Connecticut. Okay.
Yeah, you're close.
I'm going to be at the next Connecticut field target match when they have it next month. I missed it this Sunday because I had too much stuff to do in preparation to leave for Carolina on Thursday. So we'll keep you updated on those field target matches in Connecticut. They're in 2 different locations, and I'll try to check in here and remind me and ask me in a week or 2 down the line, and I can give you the dates and stuff. Yeah, Thomas, where and when? One of them is in Rockville Fish and Game, and the other one is in Trumbull, Connecticut.
I used to live in Trumbull.
Off the top of my head, that's about as detailed as I can get right now. But if you look on Airgun Nation or Airgun Warriors, they'll usually post the events in their field target forum. Also, another club that's far from us, but they have every match known to man on the East Coast, is Broome County Sportsmen Association, and they're up in Binghamton. And if you click onto BSCA field target, and you Google that, you go onto BSCA's website and calendar, you can see all the lists to all the field target shoots anywhere on the East Coast. Connecticut, Maine, New York, everywhere. So it's a good thing to have in your quick search library, because I'm always referring to their calendar, because their calendar is probably the most complete and comprehensive calendar that you can find out there. But catch this show and next week or the week after and the week after that. Remind me, and I can bring you the dates, and we'll cool. I'll make a point of doing that. In fact, starting next week, now that Thomas has brought that to my attention, what I'll do is I'll get a list of all the upcoming events coming. So if there's anyone out there that wants to know more, I could read off their monthly calendar and what's coming up, and I could do that every week. And as the weeks click by, I'll add another week to it, and we'll just keep it updated that way. So that's another thing we'll do for you, that I'll do for you.
Right. Yeah. And what a great guy to live close by. Especially if you're interested in, doing any of these events, getting into Field Target or HFT, you couldn't have a better mentor, that's for sure. So,
but we got, and there's a lot of other guys there that you'll have world class shooters going to Connecticut. Mr. Paul Cray is probably one of my best friends in, the shooting world, as well as being a musician. And he's a good character, and you can learn a lot from him. Besides that, you got a couple of Hunter Field Target guys that they've done some damage at, they've won Grand Prix matches and come in nationals, placed in nationals. So you will not be at a loss of talent to check out and give you advice and learn from and all of that. So,
yep. So just out of curiosity, any of you guys watching, have you all seen any of the videos from Airgun Detectives? Does anybody watch any of Airgun Detectives stuff?
I've seen one here and there. I haven't really made a point to really, checking it out myself. I'm always doing stuff. I'm always busy. So.
Right. So yeah, there's a lot of Field Target in Pennsylvania. But
yes,
JC from Airgun Detectives will be here live with us tomorrow night. So I just wanted to give everybody a heads up. JC is a great friend of mine. We talk a lot, and he's decided to come onto the show, and he's going to tell us a little bit about himself and his background and what got him started into reviewing air guns. And he's actually got one heck of a good collection of air guns, including he's even got the break barrel bipods that he produces and sells. So tomorrow night, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we'll be joined live by JC from Airgun Detectives. And we've also got Keith and Norm are going to be joining us from 68 Whiskey. We're going to, I'm still reaching out to Justin Jacobson. I'd like to have Justin on the show. And we're going to have Tom from High Pressure Pneumatics. Every Tuesday night we have Tom Holland. Andrew will be back Friday night. And, we're going to keep a lot of guests coming in and out of the show to help answer any of the questions that people may have. I'd like to have FX USA on the show. I'd like to be able to reach out and maybe see if Ernest Rowe wants to join us one night, kind of talk about like an FX clinic of some sort, where he can answer a lot of the FX questions for you guys as well.
I'll see if I can whisper in his ear for you.
Right. Well, hey, I would appreciate it. Any way that we can, get this cooking, I definitely would appreciate it.
He's from my neck of the woods. I know Ernest for many moons. So.
Right. So, I'm trying to keep the content rolling for you guys.
To answer Peter's question, any field target in Pennsylvania? Yes. There is 3 clubs in Pennsylvania. One of them is around Philadelphia, the suburbs of Philadelphia. That hasn't really been too active recently because the gentleman that has been running that had some personal family issues and some medical things to take care of with his family. So that program is basically on hold for the moment. But we shoot field target usually once every month, and it alternates because I think it's the last Sunday of the month on months that have 4 Sundays, if that makes sense, in Fairless Hills, Pennsylvania. And if you need to find where Fairless Hills, Pennsylvania is, it's right on the New Jersey border by Trenton. It's right across the river from Trenton, a few minutes away from there. So that's about the only one that I can enlighten you that is in Pennsylvania at the moment. Other than that, there might be some stuff on the western side of the state, but I don't see a lot of the guys in my on the East Coast here, really from the western part of Pennsylvania. So if you're in the middle to the west, you might be 40 minutes away. Okay. So Fairless Hills, Pennsylvania. It's Falls Township Rifle and Pistol Association or Club. Again, like I said to mentioned before, if you look on Broome County Sportsmen Association's website, they have all of those upcoming events and everything. And like I said before, I'm going to make a point of coming on here every Tuesday with a calendar of everything that's coming up. So you guys can ask questions if you want to know where it is. I can tell you where it is. I'll have all that information all ahead of time. And, keep you updated on field target happenings on the East Coast here.
Right on.
And Moose, when are you having the 68 Whiskey guys on? Because I got to harass them a little bit.
I don't know yet. So I've been talking with Norm, and both him and Keith are pretty busy right now on the farms.
Yeah.
So we're just kicking back and waiting.
Well, every Saturday he comes here into the city. I got to catch up to him one day. And if you have you looked at his whiskey offerings on his website?
Yeah, the unfortunate part though is that I can't order them because he can't ship them. So I actually was thinking about asking you if you wanted to grab me a bottle. And
if I go there, I'll grab a whole bunch of stuff.
So
we'll figure something out.
Right. Check out the cool new background, Moist One says. Yep. Mr. Wong's in the house. What's going on, man? So you didn't miss all the fun. You missed a little bit of fun.
Just a little bit. But we'll be updating everyone on from week to week anyway. So.
Right. Exactly. So, but anyway, all right. Well, it's been an hour, and I'm trying to stick to an hour. But, I definitely appreciate you guys all tuning in. We appreciate Tom Holland joining us every Tuesday night to talk whatever we talk about. But
before we go, does anyone have any other questions before we run away?
Good point. Good point.
Always good to ask that so they're not waiting for another week.
Right.
But, if anyone has any other questions, we'll run away. I have to go to Brooklyn now anyway.
Driving down to Brooklyn?
Yeah. Get some support equipment for my trip.
Aha.
Why can't they make 25.4 22s consistent in a 10? Welcome to my world, because when I get any 10, it doesn't matter what it is, 22, 127, 177 or whatever. I weigh everything. I check the head size gauge. It's a tough proposition. If you take pretty much any 10 of pellets of any caliber, any make, I almost guarantee you have different head sizes in the same tin.
Yeah.
That's why we sort them through.
Andrew says, I was slinging them out of a slug barrel at 990, and I was pretty impressed.
Yep.
That's smoking fast.
Yep. for a pellet anyway. If that's a pellet, pellets generally don't like that much speed. But if it's a slug, slugs generally you'll find that faster is better for a slug up to a certain point, and you'll see your groups open up at the end of that. Now, what I'm going to do is, like you hear all about redesign, the monster redesigns. I found that those are excellent in the wind. The wind doesn't affect them hardly as much as the old, the regular, not redesigned ones, the regular monsters.
A lot of it is just in the shape of the Diabolo itself, because those monster redesigns are more of a slug shape than they are like a Diabolo, where you have that skinny waist. They have more, right? It acts very slug-like. That's a
It's more of a cylindrical type pellet than anything.
Exactly. It's got that elongated skirt on it instead of that tiny waist with the flared skirt.
Well, one of the things that I'm going to be playing with the I don't think I have one here to show you anymore. No, I don't. What I'm going to be doing is I'm going to make, like you see, the tuning weight that's on the new FX,
the new Impact.
Yeah, where you can adjust the harmonics for it. Now, basically, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a weight out of this stuff, machine it to the barrel, just to put a weight on it, and I'm going to just slide it further down and further up and see if I can tune this massively long barrel that way, because that's where your harmonics come from. Your harmonics come from is a free-floating barrel like that. Yep. You'll get more harmonics out of that than a barrel that's like the bullpup design that is anchored down every 6 inches or so.
Right. So, all right. With that being said, guys, we're going to cut this video off. And I definitely appreciate you guys tuning in. I'm Moose. This is Airguns Michigan. That's Tom Holland. That's Wong over there talking. And he'll be hopefully joining us again this Friday. Don't forget, tomorrow night we have JC from Airgun Detectives joining us. And we're going to hear his story. You guys are going to be able to I love that dude, man. He's such a great guy. I'm super excited to have him on. Hopefully we'll be able to have him on more than just once. But either way, I definitely appreciate you guys tuning in. Until next time, take care, be good to each other, and God bless.